Hi, my name is Jared Judge with Book Live Pro. We help musical group leaders get perfectly organized. So if you're a musical group leader, you're in the business of booking shows for your group, whether they're weddings or concerts or birthday parties. So here's what typically happens is you'll get an inquiry, maybe from your website, maybe from Wedding Wire or Gig Salad, and they'll ask you, hey, are you available for this date at this venue, and so forth. And so you'll draft a really nice response. Maybe you'll need to get some more information from them. Maybe you'll have enough information. But either way, you send them a nice response saying like, hey, yes, I'm available. The band consists of 4 pieces and we charge X amount of dollars. You'll send that really nice email hoping that they'll get back to you, and then crickets. Isn't that just the worst, because you were expecting a gig but then you got ghosted? So, well, what if you were able to actually get them to respond every single time? Then you would have clarity, like, 1, do I need to hold this date on my calendar anymore? 2, do we actually have a gig? And 3, are we going to get paid? It's awesome. So if you were able to get them to respond every single time, it would just be so much better. So I run a group called Dream City Strings, and we developed a framework that helps us get a response from nearly every single inquiry that comes in. And we do this so that we book between 150, 200 gigs each year, most of them weddings. And we do that because we have this 4-step follow-up funnel. So this 4-step follow-up funnel basically is 4 steps that I take with every single lead that comes in to make sure that they respond to me and we know if the gig is on or off. So step 1 is that we keep track of all of our leads that come in using either a spreadsheet or some sort of software, so that it records when they requested for, what the date is, what the venue is, the email address, what type of gig it is, and how long has it been since they last heard from you or you last heard from them. So step 1 is keeping track. Step 2 is establish a follow-up rhythm. As musicians, we're all about rhythm, but we never really think to apply it to how often and how frequently we get back to leads and follow up. In the sales world, actually, this is called a sales cadence, which I think is a really nice crossover between sales and music. So a typical suggested sales cadence is pretty aggressive, and for music, obviously we don't want to be too aggressive, but more often than not, we're less aggressive than we need to be. So 2 days between follow-up maximum. And this seems very aggressive, but trust me, people will let you know if they're hearing from you too much. Also, in your follow-ups, make sure that they're super personal. Don't just do canned follow-ups every single time. Step 3 is always end your communication with some sort of question. And you want to make sure that it's an easy to answer question. So typically yes or no. My favorite question to ask at the end of each of my sales emails is, would you be interested in securing your date? Getting a no is better than no response at all, because it clarifies the situation, frees you up from communication limbo. And finally, the 4th step, which is typically an optional step because it's a little more advanced, is switching up your communication methods. So if they come to you via email, but in that email you get a phone number, shoot them a text message, give them a call. And maybe if they came to you via Facebook Messenger, you'll respond with Facebook Messenger, send them an email. So you can switch it up. And if you enact these 4 steps, you'll start to get, your schedule will start to fill up pretty quickly. You might think that this is a pretty aggressive strategy and that this is too business-like, but actually it's not really that aggressive, because the reality is that the people who are booking you for these gigs are very busy. If they're a couple getting married, they're dealing with so many other vendors that there's just so much noise and clutter in their inbox that you have to follow up and stay top of their mind. And it's also not too business-like, because if you don't follow up, chances are you're not going to get a gig. So, you want to get gigs, you got to follow up. So yeah, if you do all of this, you're going to get responses. You're going to get a lot of yeses, I'm interested in booking the date. And you're going to get some no's, which is great, because then you can move on and stop following them up. So what did we talk about? We did a 4-step follow-up funnel process, where step 1 is keep track. Step 2 is establish a follow-up rhythm or a sales cadence, which is typically 2 days between responses. Step 3 is always end your communication with a direct question that moves the conversation forward. And step 4 is change communication methods up. So if you like all of this and you want to automate this, BookLive Pro automates all of your sales so that you can start to fill up your sales funnel, get more gigs, and keep everything super organized. Check it out at pro.booklive.com.